once you start. Okay, we're
You
back.
can share it. You can share it once you started. But yeah, don't worry.
Okay, we're
But
live
anyway,
now.
big up
I'll figure it
people.
out anyway.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. Big
Mm.
up people. Wolf and Bantz episode 8. There's been a lot of madness today. And my partner in crime with me as always. Bantz, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, just had to have that relieve that game, earlier, that 5
Yeah,
0 win, but still not happy with
yeah.
certain things. You know me already, but yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
ready.
I was on that watch along with you, bruv. You did not look a happy guy. I'm not even gonna lie, especially near
Nah, I
the
just
end.
weren't on it, bro. I just weren't feeling the team, man. I weren't too happy. I know it's 5 0, but I just weren't feeling it. But we get into it, man.
All right.
We're getting into it.
And let me introduce. Well, we're supposed to be one of 3 of tonight's guests, but only one of them's turned up so far. But it's the most important one because he's here. Big up Lion Text TV. Big up yourself, sir. What are you saying?
Nah, big up Wolfie, man. Big up Bantz as well, man. Thanks for inviting me on the show, man. It's been a
Oh
pleasure,
Big
man,
up,
fam.
brother.
yeah, it's a
Big up.
pleasure to have you here, brother. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah,
Because
trust me, man.
I like your style, man. Like Bans told me about you a couple of weeks ago. And he's like, you need to check this guy out, man. He's got your sort of energy. And then I
Yeah, man.
watched one of your video. You've got my sort of energy, bro. Because when you see
Nah,
bullshit,
big up, man. Big up, big
you
up.
just call it out. So I rate that.
Yeah, you
Right.
just have to tell the truth sometimes, man, whether it hurts or not, fam. So it's one of them.
Wolfie, I'm sorry I wasn't sub before. Effing shame on me. You're cool paying that Bane, man. You help on the Fight Week show, whatever else. You're blessed, brother. So I just see that come up. Like, sorry. All right, no worries. Yeah, but bro, before we tuck into it, let me just greet all the people out there, the real ones. Big up, keeping it real. Chelsea, JP, big up. Malia, how you doing, ma'am? Hope you're feeling better. DJ Crane, always bucking everybody. Wolfie Cons roll out. Yeah, he likes the new logo. Big up. Football Bants, I don't know why you're in the chat when you're in the building, my brother.
Well, you know me already, man. Checking the likes and everything as well, you know.
Yeah. Big up the Assembled as well. Dedicated Arsenal fan. Big up. Pain Like Bane, of course. Big up for him as well on the Fight Week show. Me and him moderate there. Big up yourself. Real one as well of the Chelsea breed. Big up. Jay. Right, now, I want to touch on the transfers, but we'll move on to that later when some of our guests have shown up. But I want to ask you guys today, right? Because obviously you're both the Arsenal fans. You're both the dedicated Arsenal fans. 5-0 at home, and people are walking out as you're scoring your goals. Now, regardless of the performance on the pitch, right? I've always been a big believer because we're all old school fans to that degree, in the sense of you stay until the end. Good, bad, ugly. You stay and you support your team. You back your team. You back your players. Now, I've never had that in my life where I've seen anybody right have their team 5-0 up and their team are walking out early. Big up Jezza. Big up Jezza in the chat. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. I did send you a StreamYard link, sir, if you want to join us, but I know you were doing your bits with Lee. I would love to have talked to you about today about Arsenal and transfers, and we're going to get into it with the boys here. So hopefully, like, if Jez can join us, big up to him, the Arsenal history and more, please sub to him. Arsenal
Big up,
legend.
Jez.
Big up, Jezza. And Mama Queen Flossie in the house. How are you doing, ma'am? You're all right, yeah? And I'll start with the big lion. I want to hear him roar. Tell me, what did you think about our Arsenal game?
You know what? It was good to get the win, but there's still a lot of issues that I didn't like on the pitch, fam. One of them, is what you were saying was right about the fans leaving. Like you should have stayed till the end. You might as well, fam. You paid your money to stay till the end, didn't it? Like if it was me, I'd stay till the end because man ain't wasting money like that, fam. To leave early. Like it's mad.
That's crazy. And I thought to myself, hang on a minute. These guys are going 4-0 up. They're aiming for 5. They got 5. Like, I was absolutely gobsmacked. Like, I've never seen that at Chelsea, right? That's one thing I will say, right? I've never seen my team be 3-0 up, 4-0 up, 5-0 up, and ever try and get up and walk out. Like, you normally suck it up, you know, when you enjoy it, because you know these results are not supposed to happen often when you do clearly batter a team. But I just never thought I'd see that day. Because, like, you know, when you're losing maybe 5-0, I can understand why you'd walk out early. But
Yeah.
why when you're winning 5-0 would you walk out at a 4-0 or 3-0? Because, and we'll get onto the performance in a second. I just think that's really, 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 really terrible. Oh, big up Andy as well. What was that? Sorry, when he assembled the Wolf Arteta is arrogant, so supporters of his are not. Well, Arsenal will walk out. Okay, I'm going to start that because I'm going to come back to that. That's an interesting point. But and big up Andy Bell. Big up to this guy as well. His missus got out of hospital last week. He doesn't have a channel of his own, so I was asked nicely to say that for him. Big up everyone who shouted at him for his missus coming out of hospital last week. We all hope she's doing well. And here we go. Here we go. Drum roll, please, for the one and the only. Big up, Jezza. How are you, sir? Big up. Arsenal legend in the building. All right, that's it. On a Saturday night, what else do you need? All right, now, before I quickly go on to Jez, because obviously, big up AFC always. Before I go on to Jez, let me let Lion finish. Dude, again, tell me what you thought about that display.
Oh, what do you mean about the game and that?
First half, break it down for me. How did you see the first half?
I thought the first half, other than the 2 goals we scored, I thought we was rubbish. I'll be honest with you. Because most of the time it was just sideways and backwards. Just like, why does it like these players always take too much touches on the ball? It's like they're taking 3 or 4 touches, and by the time that happens, the defense is back in their shape. When you could easily just release the ball early, because these players are not stupid. Like, they could see the runs that people are making. Like Jesus, for example, in the first half, the amount of times he got caught offside because he wasn't timing his runs properly. And that, big up Tony. Yeah, like it's madness, bro. It's madness. Yeah, big up, man. It's madness. It's madness at the end of the day, man. But to be honest, even though it was 5-0, it did not really reflect the match, if I'm being honest, bro. Like, the performance was still poor in patches. Don't get me wrong, we've been more clinical than we was in the last few weeks, but it's not good enough, bro. It's not good enough. Like, it's not sustainable at the end of the day. It's just not. I've said it too many times now. The performances are just not good enough. It's nowhere near what we was doing last season. Nowhere near. But I'm just happy for the result. But the performances, nah, I'm sorry.
Would you say there's any particular reason? What can you, in your own personal opinion, can you identify a particular reason why they're not playing as good as they were last season?
Well, the biggest problem is obviously the manager. Because at the end of the day, it's his players and his system. And he's the one that sets up the team. He's the one that prepares the players on the training ground or whatever. So if he's changed something up that's clearly not working, it's because he's too arrogant and too stubborn to change anything. Like, honestly, if I wanted to say what I say about this manager, I'll probably get cancelled. So
no, please.
It's better I don't say anything.
Yeah, I don't. I'm aiming to get monetized, bro. Please.
No, I mean, I'm not saying nothing wrong, but he's not good enough, man. It's just not good enough.
Oh, no, fair enough. Fair enough. Jezza, because obviously you were the second guest to drop in. Give me your take on the Arsenal. I know you've done a stream with Lee today and you've put out your player ratings. So I haven't had a chance to watch it. I apologize. So please give me a rundown of what you said.
I'll watch that later.
Yeah, I will as well on the replay. Big up, Lee.
Well, in fact, it was a great result. Great result. Great 3 points. 5 goals. Don't often see that with Arsenal. But the performance was the same old, same old. We have to bring into reality, we played a very, very poor team. Crystal Palace. No disrespect, but they're crap. Right? Our midfield today was bloody awful. And, I just see once again players going backwards. We brought in a £105 million player. And the last 4 games, he's gone worse. Now, you have to look at what that is about. They've just had a great time in Dubai, bonding, having a lovely time, fantastic. And what has it proved? What has it proved, guys? Nothing. Nothing has improved. And you only have to sit here and look at the statistics of the players that have improved under this manager. And I said on the Yeti show earlier, right? I watched his watch long. Ivan Toney, yeah, brilliant player. If he came to Arsenal for whatever money we had to spend, he'd be another one that goes backwards because of this arrogant, ignorant, crap manager. And I've seen it tonight. Oh, 5-0, brilliant, blah, blah, blah. They're all gassing it up. It's like we won the bloody Premier League and the Champions League in one go. Do they not see? Do these people, some of these big Arsenal channels, do they actually not see the real bloody truth? It's a shit show. Sorry to swear on your channel. I beg your pardon. Right? At the end of the day, if you can't see what is happening at this club, and we're going to see it all tomorrow, fan cams from all these channels, yeah? Oh, it's great, it's brilliant, it's fantastic. It's not. Because every time this happens, we go into 5-0, fantastic, brilliant, yeah. Fall down the trap again. Can you not really see the truth? We've done this today, fantastic, brilliant, loving it. I'll take 5-0 every day and twice on a bloody Sunday. Yeah, fantastic, brilliant, 3 points. But it just covers up. It covers up against a very poor Crystal Palace. They were rubbish, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they were. They didn't offer any threat.
The other thing is you have to look at here. It's a sellout show. Selling it out there. Yeah, because at the end of the day, January window, yeah, we're not going to buy anybody of quality. We're not going to go out there and get Tony. That's not going to happen. Smith Rowe, yeah, Smith Rowe, put in the shop window. Oh, we rely on him. We rely on that guy. Yeah, and you give him 5 minutes. We rely on him. Statement. Arteta stated that. Now, if all you guys here, right, everybody in the chat, right, fair play, all of it can predict the bloody substitutions every single time. Mark Trossard starts, scores a goal, lovely goal, yeah, gets his confidence up. No, come on, mate, you're coming off. I'm going to put on Martinelli now. Right, fair play to the fella. He goes and scores 2 goals on the counter attack, and I'm going to come to that in a sec. Give me time. Right, Havertz, absolute pile of crap. He's proven he's rubbish. He's absolute rubbish. Against Forest, a week's time, start Smith Rowe. Let him prove himself, because that boy, right, when that boy first came in, he was scoring for fun. Look at him now. Regression under Arteta. Again, another player. Rice, £105 million. Subbed off for Jorginho. Fair play to Jorginho. Did a job. But why? Why are we going down this road? Why are we doing this? Jesus spends more time eating the grass than playing football. Right? Shocking. Comes on. Nketiah comes on. I mean, you can't make it up, can you? You cannot make it up about Nketiah. Absolute dog crap. The man is useless. Did nobody ever realise he was that bad? £100,000 a week. I'm not going to get into shirt numbers. I'm not going to get into that one, right? Awful. Gabriel for Kivois, yeah, Kivwa got injured. Sorry, Gabriel got injured. So yeah, it's a logical choice. Yeah. Let's just look at the absolute crap show of tactics that Arteta has. He has no ability to mix it up. It's the same old, same old, same old. Why did Saka stay on for all that time? He did nothing. He was awful.
Fixtures.
Why did he stay on when he could have mixed that? Arteta could have mixed that up. Switch it. Jesus out right. Stick Martinelli. Bring Martinelli on. Stick him in at 10. Sorry, at 9. Beg your pardon. Right, and change it around. It's boring, predictable, and I see all these people 5-0. Oh yeah, yeah, and they're all singing that pathetic song at the Emirates. Right? They are absolute clouds, and I will come back to you on this one because at the end of the day, at what point, as a true fan, a real fan, I'm talking real fans, do you leave when you're 3-0 up with 10 to go?
Never in a million years.
There is no excuse. It's a 12:30 kickoff, people. There's no worries about transportation. It's not an 8:30 and you've got to get back to Watford or Reading or where God knows where you come from, right? 12:30, man. You're out the ground latest 3 if you sit there and have a chat with your mates. Yeah, sitting there. And I'll tell you why those people leave early. So I'll tell you, they're not proper fans. They're there day out. Most of them are bloody tourists. They've paid a shed load of bucks to get a fucking ticket. I swore again, but it winds me up this.
It's all right. That's why I asked you here.
They're not proper fans. If you're a true Arsenal fan, right, you stay to the end. Did you not see half time? They're all going out. Right, might want to go for a loop, might want to go to the loo. Fair play, give them that one. But 5 minutes into the game, the upper tier, right, yeah, on the east stand, is still empty. Because they're all up there having their prawn bloody sandwiches, yeah, taking the piss. They're not fans. The real fans that don't walk out are in the North Bank and in the Clock End. The most majority down in the quarter next to the North Stand in the East, right? Sorry, the North Bank of the East, they're proper fans. They're the ones. The rest of them were walking out at half time, way early to go and get a pint, yeah? And then before the end of the game, they're out getting down to Finsbury Station, right? Because they want to get home. Wankers, a lot of them. They are the worst of the worst in our fan base. And they are the cancer in this football club. And I'll tell you another thing, right? I speak to a mate of mine today, yeah? When that lot walked out, 10 minutes before the end, do you know why they were there? To watch AFTV.
Oh my days.
Fact.
I'll come back to that.
I was talking to 3 or 4 of my mates that still do go. Not many of my mates go anymore, right? And they only live around the bleeding corner. They were out there by the PR media centre, what you want to bleeding call it, waiting for AFTV. They want to get on AFTV. Wankers, a lot of them. Sorry for the rant, people, but I say it as it is. And if people don't like it,
you're more than welcome to speak your mind, mate. Obviously, as long as you're not using very, very, very harsh.
Keep going, mate.
You're more than what.
That was beautiful.
You're a legend in the game.
100% facts.
You know what I mean?
100% facts.
All right, that's why he's here, man. That's why I try and get Jez on the channel as much as I can. Thank you, Mama Flossie, for doing all the channel.
But again, you have to agree. But again, you have to agree that the points that Jess has raised are factual. They're based on fact. They're not based on fallacy. it has a proper foundation, and I bet anyone who would come in and have a debate with him based on those facts that he's raised. Is it a fact that fans actually left the stadium so quick after a game like that? That your first London derby win this season. Arsenal haven't won a London derby this season. This was our first London derby win, and then the fans just walk out. No clapping of anyone. I do get that anyway, in a different context. But again, this is the biggest win this season, and then you guys just left the stadium, yeah, in the middle when mind you, Arsenal's comeback is still very fragile. I don't still count this as a comeback. I know Wolfie will ask me that question, but I'm just backing up what Jez has said because he's raised very, very pertinent issues, and it's not looking good. Yeah, when the fans can't be there and support this team, we're still fragile. We're just coming out from one win in 7 games. It's not good enough. We need every armory. Yeah, we need every armory. Yeah, on the block. We need everyone together. So we can't be divided at this point. Yeah, with some fans outside the stadium. When something is clearly going on where we need them, then why did you get the tickets in the first place? There are lots of people, lots of fans who are looking for those tickets and who would stay there and cheer the team to the end. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And thanks, Jezza, for raising those points.
Well, Tony, when you did a watch along for that game, now that you've had a bit more time to chill out and relax about it, you tell me in retrospect what you thought of that game.
Well, you already know what I thought about the game. I didn't really feel like we got in on the act. Just a bit drab in a way. Yeah, of course, Arsenal had superior ball possession, but I keep saying this. Yeah, that having ball possession doesn't necessarily mean that you completely dominate the game. That there are levels to this, but good, we got the win. And to be very sincere with you, personally, I wasn't expecting a perfect game from Arsenal. By the way, we're just coming out from one win in 7 games. I wasn't expecting a perfect game in any case, yeah. But again, I wanted to see the basics, yeah, and that's what people at Lion Tech, Jezza, are talking about. We want to see the basics being done properly, yeah. And the basics I'm talking about is from the back. See, everyone who watched that game, you do still see Raya is a little bit shaky. Does anyone have any arguments to that? Is Raya still a little bit shaky? For me, the answer is yes. Did you see that that pass he gave directly to the Lemina, and Lemina actually shot?
Good save,
placed
but
it.
yeah.
Good save, but he cost it in the first place. So when you see this stopgap mistakes, something is not right totally. And again, Arsenal got away with it. It's not our fault that Crystal Palace in 12 games have only won once in 12 consecutive games. That shows how poor. I hate to peddle in calling teams poor in the Premiership, yeah, because every team down here ends their place, in this league. So I don't really attach that to teams. But again, you just have to talk about how poor Crystal Palace were today.
I
They
felt
didn't
sorry
really
for
offer any.
Eze, to be honest.
Yeah, he had a good game,
They
Eze.
didn't really offer.
Mhm.
Yeah, they didn't really offer any
quality.
threat up front. Even Eze, that everyone is even giving him a clap of honor, didn't really encroach into the Arsenal 18-yard
Oh, I
box.
don't
Yeah,
know.
he was
He
even
was
giving the
balling,
ball
mate.
away
He was
lots of time.
balling.
He gave the ball away many times.
Because he was the only
That
one
shows
doing
how crap
anything,
this.
that's why.
I get that, but again, that shows how crap this team, really is. They didn't really
Yeah, I
offer
agree.
anything
I agree.
offensively. Eze was the only one trying to get in on the act, but even he getting in on the act wasn't even a complete, statement in itself. So it was quite
But
hard
one
for them
player
to
can't
actually
do it.
create chances. Yeah, in a way, but still, again, Arsenal did not move the ball too quickly the way I would want to see. The 1-2 passes weren't really there. They didn't get into space. Odegaard still wanted to have 20 touches on the ball in the 18-yard box. There were instances of him where he should just shoot the ball into the goddamn net. While trying to dress the ball like this and like that. Gabriel Jesus wasteful, always on the grass all the time. What is it with the grass with Gabriel Jesus? Yeah, he was trying to run around, trying to link up play, but again, you can see he's trying too much. He's trying too much, and the goals aren't coming for him. But again, despite we've talked about the downsides to the whole thing, guys, can you see Declan Rice's form? I'm sorry, Declan Rice is looking a little bit disturbing. I'm sorry, I'm not getting on him, but for £105 million signing in like 5 games, he hasn't really looked like the killer per se. I'm just saying, not putting that out there. I'm not getting hard on him, but I'm just saying that he doesn't really look like the player that he was in West Ham, innit? But again, time will tell. Most importantly, I want to see Thomas Partey back in this team. Let's see him in a double pivot, with Declan Rice in the middle of the park. Then
hold that thought.
Actually.
Hold that thought, Tony, because the Partey thing is actually interesting, because that will come into one of the things I want to talk about in a minute. So, because when we talk about transfers, that's exactly who I want to talk about, and I'll ask you again. I will star it in my head and bear that in mind, because I want to quickly ask the Yeti man.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah,
no worries,
thank you.
But
let me finish up this. Okay, because I haven't finished up. So I want to see Thomas Partey in a double pivot with Declan Rice. Maybe something will change if Thomas Partey comes into the team, because Declan Rice's form is a little bit worrying. Yeah, Eddie got an assist today, but again, did he really look like someone that would really change the game per se? The answer is no. And one thing about this win, it glosses over a lot of things. 5-0, that's big in a London derby. I allowed that. That's good. But again, we're not playing quite well. And again, we do need a striker. I don't want, mind you, the transfer window is still open. It's the 20th day of January. We still have about more 11 days to go in the January transfer window. Arsenal haven't brought in a prolific striker. We just had the alarm bells ringing. Gabriel injured with an hamstring injury. I know it doesn't look too serious, but what happens when it becomes serious? What happens when Saliba drops? What happens? So that's the bigger problem. So we do need these guys to come in and bring their A game in their recruitment, because we do need a central defender, not the likes of Kivior, who don't offer us anything. A seasoned backup defender who would come in.
Last question. I just want to ask this, Lion. That's the original club crest you got on your hat, isn't it?
Oh yeah. It's the old one.
Respect you, man. Respect you for that, because that's 1886, fella. Well done.
Or original.
Well done.
The original.
Yeah, exactly.
I respect
but one of the good.
I respect you for that.
Thank you, Jez. Good up, man.
Yeah. One of the big takes away.
I'm thinking that I couldn't really see it too much. I'm thinking, I'm bloody certain that is the original Dial Square club badge. The original.
Yeah.
Fair play to you, man. I respect you for that.
Thank you, man.
I never spotted that. But again,
we need to roll on.
Sure. One of the biggest advantages that I've seen, or something good that I've seen in this game, is Gabriel Martinelli scoring a goal. I'm the most happiest, because 15 goals last season. Gabriel Martinelli scored. This season, that goal tally has dropped to 2. So now he's made it 4. That's what I want to see. I want to see this guy literally get in on goals. If we can get him working and kind of like get others working too, but mostly Gabriel Martinelli. If we can get him working, I'll take that. I'll take that because all of them have down tools all at the same time. If Gabriel Martinelli gets in on the act and is scoring goals from now on, then maybe there might be a change. But still, we still do need that big time striker in it. Look at Ivan Toney. They're doing his thing today.
Yeah.
Arsenal should be able to go get him, man.
That's why I want to move on to Yeti, because Yeti, your game, I'll tell you what, your game was the more exciting game of the two today. And I did watch a bit of your watch along, and I did watch some of the game as well, but I was up and down doing a couple of bits. Now, can I ask you a question, right? Because I want to talk to you about what's going on off the pitch, but I'll start on it. Give me your assessment quickly of how Forest played today. Did you see any difference from Stevie Boy? Is Nuno the man, or?
Well, basically, first thing I want to say is thanks for having me on this. Really do appreciate it, as always. I had a great watch along, 142 subscribers now, so that's building up. Also, I want to say, Lion, can you just put that hat towards your camera so I can actually see what that emblem is?
Nah, don't, mate. He wouldn't understand. He wouldn't understand, man.
I just want to
put your head down.
I've never seen that before.
That's
cool. That's awesome, man.
Oh, no, a little bit up. That's down. Yeah, that's it. Down.
Yeah, I can see it, man.
Yeah, I don't know if this camera's too clear or not, but
yeah, mate. Yeah, that's awesome.
With
the game, I'm fucking pissed off, to be quite honest with you, because I thought the start of it, we had the midfield, we was doing the right things. Danilo scores an absolutely amazing goal. Anybody that turns around to me and says that Tony's not the man for your club, you're fucking clueless, because the guy was all over the place. He was 1 minute he was on the left, 1 minute he was in the centre. He's all over. How do you defend against that? It's crazy. I mean, the corner, he just drifts away. Nobody sees him. You know what I mean? And then he does what he does. He's just such a really good player. But the fact of the matter is today is like what you've asked me, Wolf. Is Nuno different to Cooper? I think we do more a mid block than a low block. What Mangala was doing with grabbing that guy's shoulder is just ridiculous to me. Absolutely. It's again, we score a goal and then somebody does an absolute stupidness that just gives away a goal away straight away. And it's just so frustrating to actually see that. And I think it just knocked us back so much that we just couldn't kind of get it going again. We managed to score 2 goals, great goal from Woods, and then just capitulated again. It's so frustrating to see, to be honest.
Well, how did you rate Tony today? Because
Tony, I thought he looked like a player that had just come back. I thought the way he was moving and everything like that was exactly what I expect from Tony. Some of his fucking passes, some of his link up and all, that guy's scary. It's not just about his finishing. And the way he did that free kick as well was just absolute quality. You know, he saw the issue, he worked it out, and he fucking scored the goal. Big up to him. I knew he was going to come back, although other people say that I've said that he didn't. I didn't know he was going to come back and be good. But anyway, that's another thing. But I knew he was going to come back firing. You know, so I'm not surprised he got his goal. And the guy's class act. Class act.
How about you guys with Chris Wood?
Again. There's a lot of good link-up play at the start. You know, didn't really sort of got into the box at one point and then maybe should have played a pass at some point. But then he's on the end of that cross and he puts it into the goal. What else can you expect from a guy that you've got up front? How
important can he be for Forest? Can he make that striker's position his own, or is Awoniyi still ahead of him, in your opinion?
No, Awoniyi's major still ahead of him. a major still ahead of him. I'm hoping that a 1 year having that groin strain operation is going to stop him being out all the time, because that's the only thing that's kind of hampering him. So hopefully when he comes back, which should be next week against Arsenal, and also Morgan Gibbs-White should be back next week as well. So, I'm looking forward to that, because he is our main man. There's no doubt about that. It's not Woods, it's him.
And with him back, where can you see Forest? Because the second half of the season is starting to get kicking in now. Where do you see Forest going? Because me and you have spoken under Núñez so far.
Well, the thing is, we're trying to get compact and straight. We still keep losing concentration the same way that we did with Cooper. We did the same with Blackpool and let them back into the game. We did it with Luton, obviously. And, he's got to sort of get that right. But to be fair, we've lost 6 players to the AFCON and 6 big players as well. Niakate, Sangari, who was trying to build from, and all that kind of thing. So, it's been difficult in that respect, but everybody has difficulties. It's us that signed the players. We knew what was going to happen when the AFCON came up. So there's no excuse for that, to be quite honest with you. But, you've just got to get on with it, haven't you? And you've got to do what you've got to do. And, we've got this 10-point deduction coming, because it is going to come. There's no doubt about that. We're going to get a 10-point deduction. So we've got to start grabbing points.
Yeti, I have a problem when you say Chris Woods isn't your main man. 19 games, 8 goals, 1 assist this season. He's looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Without his goals this season, you wouldn't be actually where you were now.
Would you put
the
Chris
game
Woods
against
in there
Newcastle
instead of a 1 year? Then
he put in an hat-trick for your team. He has showed attacking problems for you this season. He has 8 goals compared to last season, where Chris Woods only, I think, in about 7 games last season, he had only just 1 goal and no assist. So Chris Woods has really improved his game. I think he's becoming a mainstay in this team. Even if Awoniyi comes back, even if I do think that Awoniyi is a great player, I don't think this Nuno guy is just gonna put him on the bench. I think he'll literally play him. He's looking good this season.
Well, if he's Nuno's point of view, then that's fine. But at the end of the day, Awoniyi is just different class. At the end of the day, Chris Woods is a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's on the edge of his end of career and all that kind of thing. But the thing is, with Awoniyi, he's just, mate, he was 3rd down from Haaland and Lewandowski back in the Bundesliga. So he's got something to offer in that respect. And I think as soon as Awoniyi comes back, fair enough, Chris Woods has scored this many goals or whatever, but Awoniyi is the main man. There's no doubt about that. You said earlier, you said in the stream earlier this week that why don't Arsenal just put some money down for Awoniyi? So you obviously.
Yeah, I said that if we can't buy anyone decent, why can't we go for at least for someone who would power up? But yeah, I get that.
Well, let me ask something. And if he continues, well, this is more of a question, really. If he continues to keep on scoring, does he stay there? In terms of
course he does.
11. All right, there we go. Because I'm pretty sure, and we all agree, if he starts to, if he keeps up his form, because he has been on he's hit a bit of a purple patch recently. If he keeps it up, then he asks his manager that question.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if he's banging him, then he's undroppable. So, but on to the other side of
you earned the shirt, mate. You earned the shirt.
Yes, of course. And the Forest are one of those clubs where you earn the shirt or you don't wear it. Simple as that.
Absolutely.
But sticking with Forest for a second, because you touched on it about the 10-point ban coming, right? Now this is going to be a tricky one, and I wanted to ask Jono when he comes on, but I'll ask you first quickly. Do you think you guys are going to get a proper Everton, like a proper 10-point ban, or do you think it'll be just a fine, or what do you think is going to happen? Because you've spoken about this for about 2-3 months. A lot of people don't remember that, but I do. That the fact that you've been saying this has been coming for a while. So,
I knew it was coming.
So give me your take on it and what you see as a Forest fan. What's going on?
Well, personally, this is my personal point of view. I think that basically Forest should get a fine because it's a first time. Everton, as much as I love them, they've always been my second team, but they've done this before and got a 10-point fine, 10-point deduction, and then they've done it again. So surely they should get another 10-point deduction as well. We'll probably end up with a 10-point deduction. You know, that's just the way it works. But at the same point, I'd also turn around and say, look, I'm not being funny, but FFP, from what I've been reading about it, is down to like, you know, what you bring in to what you give away. What, you know, what goes out to what comes in. Yeah. You're not telling me that Nketiah, 100k a week, fucking Nielsen, 100k a week. God knows what your guys' clubs are on, because obviously I have a lot of Arsenal fans around me, so I just hear their points of view. Havertz, 280k a week. Are you telling me that they're not breaking FFP?
Havertz is under 285
65 million, 105 million on Rice.
Well, this is what I was going to come to Arsenal fans about transfers because leading on, we'll speak about for it. We'll go on to Arsenal next because obviously we've got quite a few Arsenal fans on the panel, so we'll make that its own little section. But tell me, in the be all and end all of all this, do you think it's definitely going to be a 10 point deduction? And did you see it coming from that? And why did you see it coming? Because you have been going on about it for a while.
I think no fuckers, because it's just Forest, isn't it? So it's just like, you know, teams that are more at the bottom than at the top. So they'll absolutely fuckers. I've got no doubt about that whatsoever. You know, they'll do us 10 points. 10-point deduction. I know that's coming. That's why I said that we need to like get as many points as we can, so it doesn't make that much of a fucking problem for us, and we're still in the good positions. If they do it now, we're in fucking serious bad positions. But the fact of the matter is like, you know, I mean, I'm not going to go, oh, you should get done for AFFP, although I probably already did before, but that's out of order. But anyway. But, you know, I mean, they're going to screw us. And the reason I said it is because of how many players we signed when we came up to the Premier League. But I think we need to be looked at as a fact of, you know, this is the first time in our Premier League. We needed to build a fucking team, for fuck's sake. We didn't have a team. So what choice did we have?
True.
Did the Premier League want us playing a fucking game with 3 players?
Yeah, but the rules are there. The thing is, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
The rules are there. It's quite clear. Yeah.
I've broken rules all my life, Jez, so I'm glad
Yeah, well, that's
but the rules are there for a reason. That's what Jez is saying.
The fact is, it's proven you have to state your sustainability over 3 years.
Yeah.
Right, and it has to be within 105 million. Now, I get where you're coming from. I get that. And the one thing that winds me up most is I've seen it, the conversations. Oh, Man City have broken this, broken that. Are we going to get trophies? I don't want a trophy that we haven't won. It means absolutely nothing.
Keep your charity shield.
Exactly. I mean, and people are saying they're going to get kicked out of this, kicked out. They're not going to get kicked out of the Premier League because let's look at the facts, right? They have a massive draw on Sky. They have a massive draw on TV revenue for the Premier League and the FA. You're not going to bin them down to the Championship. I'm sorry, whatever you want to say about football, it's corrupt.
Yeah, it's about money making now. That's
Yeah.
true.
It's corrupt. And if you've got a massive club, right, like Man City, that like draw in hundreds of millions of pounds for Sky, the FA, the Premier League, and from the Champions League with all their rights, ain't going to happen. The unfair thing about this is, and I mean this respectfully, I do mean this respectfully, smaller clubs at this point in time, and I don't mean, I shouldn't be saying that because Nottingham Forest won 2 Champions Leagues. So, hey. But the fact of the matter is, you don't get taken seriously as much as a bigger club. And so you're not going to get the respect from the echelons of football.
But that's unfair, mate.
It is unfair, and that's what my point I'm putting to you.
Right.
That is the point I'm making.
Go on, Jez. Sorry.
Go on. The fact is, all this bullshit. Relegating. We're gonna. City will get relegated. They'll get kicked out. They're to be banned from Europe. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
they're gonna have all those cups taken away from. Forget it. Bollocks.
No.
All that will happen. Right. Is it might be in 2-3 years' time, they'll start the season, with maybe a 10-point deduction and a massive fine. The money won't mean anything.
Yeah, exactly.
They could get fined £1 billion. That is small change to their owners. Small change. That would bankrupt most clubs. Everton, Nottingham Forest, Leeds United, teams of that ilk, Brentford, Luton, it bankrupt them.
Yeah.
That money to them is nothing. Their owners would go, yeah, all right, how do you want me to pay you?
Cash or check? Yeah, one of those ones.
Shall I pay on my American Express?
All of a sudden drop those charges down to 50 through legalities. That's what I'm
saying, man. That's the way football works.
But again, Jezza, you said something when you started. The rules are there, and if the rules are there, I'm sorry, there should be equality before the law. Every single team in this league should, to be honest. Every single team should be subjected to those rules and regulations. And I'm very sorry to say this, but even Chelsea Football Club has been banned from Europe before.
Ever read it?
But
Chelsea have been banned.
No. What Jez said.
Ever read that book?
From Europe.
Some animals are equal, but some are more equal than others.
George Orwell.
That's George Orwell. Yeah.
Guys, can I also bring something else into it as well? If you've got like the FFP where you're bringing money in, that works against the lower teams. I don't know what they've done with that, but if you're getting top 4 and you're getting Champions League money, you're going to make your FFP better than a fucking lower team in the division is.
Well,
and they're never going to be able to get to that standard.
Well, that's what happened to Everton, isn't it? The fact of it, they got punished based on projections because they thought they were going to finish higher up in the table. Yeah, and eventually it went balls up because they ended up fighting a relegation battle with Lampard, I believe, is one of the seasons that they got done. Yeah. And it was one that they just simply didn't cut it. And that's why I want to quickly bring in Jono because one thing about it is copiously right now, and I think it's going to happen. I got Newcastle are ones that are going to get looked at. We're already being investigated. But I have to say, I have to bring this point up again here to there, mate. City have been under the microscope longer than any other club in the Premier League. And Tony is right. We've been done for it as well. But we've been punished and caught for what we've done. That's the one thing.
Chelsea have done a cleverness.
You're a big club. You're Chelsea Football Club. You're a big club.
Yeah, but we've been a big club despite the fact we've been punished. Everyone, I hear what everyone's saying about maybe City should be stripped to this and stripped to that. But realistically, that doesn't change anything. Because
it's a loophole, mate. That's how they go away with it. Because, like, you've got Caicedo, you've got Endo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that should be like 220 million or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've done it over like 8 months. So it
Yeah.
becomes like 26.5 or whatever million a year instead.
Mm-hmm.
So you've done a cleverness in that respect.
Well,
Yes.
we have, and that's why a lot of people have wondered why Newcastle haven't splashed the cash out. And I'll bring Jono into this. Big up, John. Welcome, by the way. Because one thing that Newcastle have been kind of clever of, they've waited for their commercial side of their club to grow again before they've splashed the cash. Because other than Tonali, you can't read, or maybe Isaac, who's been a class player for them, by the way. Isaac is, I'm pretty sure John will agree, he's been one of like Newcastle's best players this year. But John, are you worried about FFP biting at Newcastle because they look like they're hot on everyone else's heels? Do you reckon they're going to come for you guys? You're muted, mate.
Muted.
Muted.
How do you do sign language?
John, you're muted, though. We can't unmute you. You got to unmute yourself.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, there he is. Hello. We were trying to reach you.
That's funny as all trying to do the sign language for muted.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Go on,
Big
mate,
up
go
to big up to you in the chat. Big up to you guys in the room. I hope you're having a good day. Good yourself for Arsenal today. And well done to you guys. Massive 3 points to you guys. We haven't got caught yet. Touch wood, it doesn't. I think we're doing it the right way. Our chairman, Dan Niels, has come out and said that we're going to do everything by the book. Yeah. We spent over close to 400 mil on players since you had the takeover. Yeah. So you're going to be really careful. Now, this FFP, I had a show the other day with Carl and Martin from Mancunia Weir, came on my channel, excuse me, and they explained everything, what's on about, sort of about Man City. And they think they'd probably get away with it, like, you know. But this FFP is there. I didn't agree with FFP, but at the end of the day, it's there for a reason now, yeah? We got to play by the book. And you've got to spend on money absolutely correctly. So it's no good going out and buy players like 100 million, 150 million. We got to spend money rightly. Do you know what I mean? You look at the players we bought. Tonali, 52 mil. Harvey Barnes, 38 mil. Stone Bottom, 35 mil, right? We spent about close to 400 million quid. Now, it looks like we're gonna end up selling Kieran Trippier in this window to Bayern Munich, which I think, for me, it makes no sense whatsoever. But
no.
For me, I think he's going to go personally. I hope I'm wrong. I want him to stay, but I think he'll go. I had Newcastle fans on Twitter said to us today, look, if he sold Trippier, it would free up FFP. Now, we've already got a replacement, Tino Livramento, coming in to take his place if Kieran decides to go to Bayern Munich. But we're going to try to do everything by the book. I hope we don't get caught, because if we do, we could be in big trouble for this as well, Wolfie. So it's a tough one, really. But this FFP thing, Man City and Chelsea, from my understanding, didn't agree with FFP. Liverpool did. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens later, further down the line. But like you said, there's going to be other clubs going to be in big trouble. So they're going to get caught. I don't know what you think, mate. You're on mute, Mo.
Yeah. Is that I pulled my mic a bit? Is that the reason why Newcastle have been so cautious? And maybe in the January transfer window, you think that they want to get rid of a couple of players before they sign any because of FFP? They're worried about it because we all used to have clubs that used to sign players before they sold one. You know, it was 1 in, 1 out sort of thing. But that sort of model's kind of like vanished over the last 4 or 5 years. It's we're always cutting this and cutting that, cutting this, cutting that to balance the FFP. And do you think that's what Newcastle are doing right now with the sale of Trippier? Because I think him leaving hurts you, to be honest.
100%. 100%. Because he's a leader.
Definitely.
He's a leader. And, you know, yes, he has been playing well, to be fair, making like high-profile mistakes, like the one against Chelsea, against Everton, you know. But at the end of the day, listen, he's still
been overworked, though, to be fair.
Say again?
He's been overworked, to be fair.
I think so.
The injuries that you've had.
Yeah. And also he's got his personal life problems at the minute, like which I'll not discuss here. There's just no way. But there's a lot of people worried about Trippier's form. but we don't want him to go. But some people want him gone so you can free FFP. But the players you get rid of is the players that are out of contracts. Yeah, Jamal Lascelles, Paul Dummett, Matt Ritchie, yeah, Jeff Hendrick, Isaac Hayden. They should all go. So don't give them another contract. Just that frees up FFP. Yeah, you've got Bruno Guimaraes. He's got a $100 million release clause in his contract. He will be washed in the summer, and I've got a funny feeling he'll be off as well. Joel Linton, for those who don't know, is having a contract standoff. He's got 18 months left on his contract.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, but when you hit a buyout clause, it doesn't mean the player goes. It means the team gets to speak to them. It doesn't mean they automatically go.
Yeah, it's a matter of contract then, because that happened to Liverpool when they bid for Caicedo. He'd already given his word that he'd go to Chelsea. So even though the 110 million bid got accepted by Liverpool, it became this massive story how Caicedo snubbed Liverpool and all that kind of thing. Then the Lavia thing happened, and it was just seen as that madness.
But having that release clause in your contract also means that there's certain vulnerabilities, with you and with your contract situation with the football club. It means that if a bigger club than Newcastle comes in and talks to the player, sort of what we call a tap up these days, the player might be, his head might be turned. He might want to go to Real Madrid. He might want to go to FC Barcelona. If there's big money coming in for the player, just pay my release clause and we don't have any problems. So there's always that thing about vulnerability of that player when you have a clause written in your contract. So it's as easy as that.
Well, hang on. Let me ask my...
Yeah, let's agree with Tony's opinion there as well. I think he's right. But look, I mean, he's going to get a big move. I don't think Bruno will be at Newcastle for the rest of his career personally because he wants to win things. Yeah, we're not going to get Europe this season the way things are at the minute. He wants to be playing European football. Yeah, he wants to be winning things, trophies as well. Could he get that at Newcastle? You never know. But if Real Madrid, Barca comes for him, then he's not going to turn it down. There's just no way because they're massive clubs. We just cannot compete with Madrid and Barcelona. We cannot. But we'll get someone else in this place. And it's a shame, but that's football. Every player has his price these days. To Norman, even Darren Hills, even can't say that. Every player has their price.
Well, you mentioned Joe Linton. Do you think that contract standoff is related to that? Because obviously he maybe wants more and the club aren't willing to give him more yet because they're not quite set in the position yet where they can give him more. And he's maybe just being a bit impatient. Give me your take on it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know this yesterday. Apparently, according to Craig Hope, he's a North East reporter from Daily Mail. I mean, fans think he's so negative, it's incredible, right? But sometimes he gets it right. And he comes out and he said that Jolin's wants to Jolin's agents come out and say he wants 200k a week online with Bruno and Kieran Trippier. So Newcastle is not going to give him 200k a week. There's just no way. It's not going to happen. Yeah. So
why is that though?
Why is that?
Question.
Yeah, that's a good question because Newcastle don't want to go get punched by FFP. You know what I mean? So I mean, Trippier's on 120k a week. Bruno's on 160k a week, highest paid earner as well, I believe. So Jordan want to be close to that as well. So I mean, I think
Joe Linton is just important as Bruno in the team.
I agree.
Personally, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I understand the FFP situation as well, but Joe Linton is good enough to play for another top 6 team as well. So things can happen. He's still 27, isn't he? So he's still got miles in the tank as well. So that's going to be interesting looking at that, because I'm sure there are teams that will probably be willing to pay him that 200k. Look at Man United, they break the bank just to pay guys like that because he's solid. Yeah, do you know what I mean? He's one of them midfielders. Yeah, the dying arts type of midfielders that's just strong, solid on the ball. He don't score loads, but what he brings to the team is stability. Like a Thomas Partey. Not as elegant on the ball and not as sophisticated in his play, but there's something about him, you know. He's just a good player.
I like him. I absolutely like him. I really do like him. And look, at the end of the day, if you give us a choice, who will I get rid of, rather Bruno or Joe? I'd rather keep Joe Linton. Like you said, he's strong.
I love Joe Linton.
He is class. The guy's class, right? We're not going to get a player like him. I'm not going to lie, but I think Joe Linton's worth the money, 100%. I mean, just give the guy a new deal, give him what he wants, yeah, and then have done with it. Because I tell you one thing, if he plays the top 6 club, like Arsenal could do with him. Liverpool could do with him. United could definitely do with him. I tell you something now, you've got a cracking player on your hands as well. I mean, he's done Eddie Howe. He's done fantastic. You know, when he first came, he was hopeless. And Eddie Howe, he was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I tell you one thing now, right? I want Joe Linton I'd rather give Joe Linton a new deal. That's our summer business done for the summer. Because he is so important to Newcastle United than he is to anyone playing at the minute. For me, if you give us his player of the season, for me, I'll say Joe Linton all day long. Because this guy is going to do something. I mean, yes, Arsenal could do with him as well. He's better than Kai Havertz. He's better than Kai Havertz.
100%. That's a no-brainer.
No, I shouldn't say Kai Havertz. I should say number 29. That's what I'm going to say for number 29.
29. Well, I don't want to say his name here. Just
how many goals have Joe Linton scored this season?
I think he scored 5 or 6 this season, yeah. But
6. Kai Havertz has scored about 5 goals this season. So
Joe Linton's not known for scoring goals, though.
Yeah, you can't even.
He's not known.
No. See where I'm going to. Because you just said that he's better than Kai Havertz. I'm a stats guy. You have to show me the proof that he's better. I'm sorry. I believe.
We'll just say in certain people's opinion.
I'm just saying. Is it levels though? Because Kai Havertz has about 5 goals this season.
Joe Linton just said he has 6 goals.
The levels isn't really there. I'm just saying.
Simple.
Hang on, we'll move on to transfers in a second, and we can talk about Joe Linton more and some of the other things. But I've got a couple of starred questions here. The first one is for Jez before we move on, and it says, question for Jez: most people I know younger are not used to football. How much leeway should I give them? Hard or not gonna lie? So, what do you think, Jez?
I don't know what that is in reference to.
The younger fans, should they be given more time to learn what football's about, or should they know? I think
they should know. I come on. Most kids
learn or you get the cat and eye tail.
Football about the age of 6 or 7.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, I mean, you might be crap. I was, but you start to play, or 8 or not. My grandson is 9, and he started playing at 8, and he loves it. Yeah, he absolutely loves playing football, and he's learning. So what?
Yeah, you're right.
What you need to learn. It doesn't mean you're going to be a superstar. If you love playing the game, then you learn. And he supports Arsenal sometimes, but you know, the fact remains, I'll be taking him Brighton away this second ever game he's ever been to. We went last year, and we're going again. Yeah. But the point is, you can't teach anybody about football. You learn it yourself. If you want to play, you learn, you practice, and you train, or whatever, you know. The fact you get to know the game is you watch, you play, you watch and you play. And if you want to learn about other things, you read. That's it.
That's true. You learn your trade.
Hard. It's not hard. You know, it's not a science.
Hang on. A question for the
Go.
No, go on, Jez. No, you go on, Jez. Finish.
People make it out it's some technical thing, science. You know the people I'm talking about. It's not. Football is a very simple game.
I was going to say that, yeah. And Yeti's manager would be like, put the ball in the back of the net.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, if you're a goalkeeper, you catch the ball
and stop goals.
And you stop it going in the goal.
Yeah.
It's not much harder than that. Let's get all right. There's laws, offsides, and blah blah blah. You know, all the indirect free kicks, direct free kicks. That's fine. That's technicalities. But it's a very simple bloody game. People make it out a lot harder than it sodding well is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, they're the stat merchant. They got to have something to sell, Jez. That's why XG was invented.
Yeah,
they have to have something to sell, mate. That's what it is. Modern flat merchants.
Well, I think FIFA bought in the XG, didn't it?
Something like that. EA somehow.
You know what I mean?
EA somehow. Quick question for the
Can I just ask? Sorry to interrupt you, man. Sorry.
No, go on, big man. So what are you gonna say? Because it'll be a
bloody short.
I want to ask Lion a question, man. I want to ask you, man. In the years, I don't know how old you are. I'm not going to ask you how old you are. In the years you've supported the Arsenal, right? You must have seen some differences in how it's gone from a good level to now where we are. And the
100%.
fact what we're seeing now is a below mediocre situation. Because all we see now is people hanging on by their nails. Oh, well, it's good. Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, well, we're in phase 5 now. And then, we're going to do this and do that. Mate, I don't know how frustrating that is to you, but to me, it's absolute bullshit. At the end of the day, if you don't win, come in second, come in fifth, I had a comment. Was it last night somewhere? Some clown. I was watching on the show. Oh, if we get a semi-final and we get
women appreciate you when you come second.
What's that
Nonsense.
Nothing. Semi-final in the Champions League and you lose. Come in second, like we did last year, you lose. You've not achieved anything.
Exactly.
No,
the thing is, Jez, like I grew up with my team winning because I was born in '89, the year we won the league. So I didn't see that game, for example, but I've watched it like on video and stuff like that. But I've seen the 3 Premier League titles that we won under Wenger. So I know the standards. Now, the standards now is so ridiculously low, that it's beyond mediocre. It's beyond it now. Because people are accepting losing all the time. And it's nonsense. Because when I was growing up, I know you're a lot older than me, Jez, so you know a lot better than I would. Yeah. But when I was growing up, it was us and Man United every single season battling out. The amount of times we lost league titles on the last day, because it was 1 point difference. Like, this is what I was used to growing up. So to see what I'm seeing now is just like, I'm not going to accept this. Finishing 4th, getting Champions League just to lose in the last 16, get hammered by Bayern Munich every year. Like, it's boring. It's boring. I want to see my team win Premier League titles and the Champions League. The one trophy I haven't seen yet is the Champions League.
You're right.
I've seen every other trophy other than that one. And that's like the holy grail to me. And I really want that one more than any other trophy, especially as I want the league as well. But I know under this manager, it's never going to happen. So we just need to get rid of him. It's simple as that.
Hang on, John.
Yeah.
Go on.
No, what it is, right? I mean, talking about Champions League winning as well. We played our first Champions League game for 20 years, right? And the thing is, right, it's great to get back in the league. Most of our fan base, right, were happy finishing bottom just to be there. I want to win games. I want to go for the last 16. If we can't do that, I'll go to Europa League. I'd take that, right? Let's be real. I'm like you guys.
You did brilliant, though, to be fair.
We did. We got done at PSG. I was at PSG for the game, and we got absolutely conned. Never handball. I'm sorry. It was never handball.
No way. No,
even
right?
by UEFA's own rules of bouncing off someone's body part, hitting their hand in their own rule book, and I said this live on a show, it's not a penalty, and they actually disregarded their own rules.
Absolute.
But you smashed them 4-1 at your place, mate.
We did.
Fucking live with
I'll
that.
give you a fact.
That was
Can I
awesome.
give you a fact? Right, I'll give you a fact. Can you tell me the team that had the longest run in the Champions League in Premier League history?
What you mean in, year out? Arsenal,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Arsenal.
And
Yeah,
never
it's
won.
definitely Arsenal. I remember. Yeah.
25 years
You straight, you're on it.
and never won it.
Straight.
One final.
You went to the wedding, but it was always the bridesmaid.
Yeah, literally.
One final and one semi-final. I mean, you know, we sit here in privileged company. Nottingham Forest, 2 on the bounce. I remember watching the games. Chelsea,
Yeah.
right. Arsenal Football Club have been the longest running team in the Champions League, bar nobody, season upon season, and we've never won it.
Out of the big clubs, that's true actually. Out of the big
Yeah.
clubs, everybody else, when you think of Man United, Juventus, they've all won it once at least. So, you know, that's an interesting point.
We won it when it was a major competition.
Well, you won it. You won it when you had. To,
Yeti.
Sorry, you didn't have legs or anything like that. We won it straight out.
Look. You had to win it when
Oh
the cup
my
it was the cup winners. In terms of you had to win it to be in it. You had to win something to be in it. So I do get what you're
I
saying.
was 67. Come on, man.
All right. Well, hang on. Let's not get too.
Yeah, but
tied
it
up.
wasn't about leagues. It wasn't about leagues
No,
back
I'm
then.
joking.
It
I'm
was
joking.
about if you
I'm
lose,
joking.
you're out.
Yes, it. Yeah, that's it. It wasn't about who was a farmer.
Don't
and who
even
wasn't.
give me that. Come on, Yeti.
All right. Well, keep it PG.
Because if you won the league, you were in the Champions League. If you didn't, if you were second, you were in the UEFA Cup. If you won the FA Cup, you were in the Cup Winners' Cup. That's how it was.
Right.
No discrimination.
No.
5 teams from England or England, Wales in the Champions League. You know, and he got all these other competitions now. I get that, Yeti. I totally respect your comment, my friend, because it's been downgraded. And why?
Yeah, 100%. We
Money.
took on Liverpool when they was in their heyday.
Money. More teams you've got in it, right? The more teams you've got in it. When you lot, Nottingham Forest, right, won it in, what was it, 88,
79 and 80.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Fluffy.
How many teams were in the European Cup? How many? How many?
Not very many. It's only the winners. Only the winners.
But wasn't it
16.
30?
16.
16.
And we beat them all.
Pretty much. At one time or another.
You've got, what is it? Was it 32?
32 now, double.
It'll be more next season. They're going to put 42 now, I think, because when it goes into the league format. But it's going to be
downgrade the competition, because I have to take my hat off to teams like Liverpool, Nottingham Forest. Back in their day, they won it, and they were the biggest teams in English football, right? Man United in the 60s, respect to them, 68, I think it was, they won it. Yeah. Celtic won it, 67? And you have to put your hands up and say, fair play, boys.
Didn't Aberdeen win the European Cup under Fergie as well? If I'm not mistaken. I didn't know they did something in Europe without
Man United won,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Of course it did.
But yeah.
You know, you have to respect that back then it was a proper competition. Now, you know, all the group stages and all that shit.
Yeah.
Out. Home and away, knockout, out. If you didn't win, you're out.
Yeah.
Now, and it's
100%.
all down to money. UEFA, money. Money.
They want more matches. Out of it.
More revenue, more TV rights.
Exactly what they want.
Jess, can I ask you a question, Jess? Because you know a lot of things, right? Do you think there's going to be a Super League coming in soon? In your opinion,
Absolutely.
Would you have it? Would you take it?
Nope.
Not at all.
I don't think any of us would.
100% it's coming in. It's money, and that will always take the
Tell you
precedence
why,
over
on that
anything.
one, John.
Go on,
They
Jess.
Arsenal would never compete because Arsenal wouldn't have the money. At the end, you'd have. I'll tell you what. Right now, your club would, because you've got the richest owners in world football at this point in time. Man City, of course. Man United would, because they'll invest massive. Liverpool, they'll be in the mix, right? Chelsea will, because they've got the money. Yeah. Sorry, I can't say Forest will, but
hold a minute.
They're probably the biggest clubs in England that will compete in that. Arsenal won't, because we won't invest. Right. And under the management we've got right now, we haven't got a
Well, on the subject of investment, okay, and this is a question that I started.
We haven't heard from Mabs for about 3 days.
That's what I was going. That's what I was going to talk to.
You know what, mate? I've been sitting here for over an hour, no questions.
No,
I'm to sit here and listen, mate.
The next question is actually for you, because I want to move, because obviously transfers was the point. One of the gents made a point about that, so I'll move on, because this is a question.
He's a co-owner of this show, right?
Yeah, he's just been quiet.
Of this show.
Yeah, he is.
We
take turns in hosting. Sometimes he hosts one week and I host the next, so we alternate. But he knows he can speak whenever he wishes. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm going to ask him this one: is the problem at Arsenal not that a player needs to play? Is it the manager? Let's flip it over to transfers and what could and could not happen. What do you think needs to happen at Arsenal? Is it and this is a question I want to ask John as well, because Jose Mourinho has been linked with the Premier League again this week, where he got fired at Roma, and Newcastle and Chelsea have been two of the names that he's been touted about. So let me quickly ask, right, on AFC's always point is Diego Simeone potentially leaving Atletico Madrid at the end of the season. Bring him in, regardless of all the stuff about the negative football, and will he bring trophies? So let me ask you on that point, would you take a Jose or Diego over an Arteta, Bantz?
More so Simeone than Mourinho, I think. Even though Mourinho has had his success, something about Mourinho, man, he just irritates me a little bit, man. You know, he said some things about my club back in the day, which it's wound me up a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? But
he can win you trophies.
Nah, you know, like, do you know what? He always used to. He was like the Pep back in the day.
Serious?
He used to get to Wenger. He used to get into Wenger's head, didn't it?
Yeah, he used to
get into Wenger. Yeah, he used to get into Wenger's head. No. It's about preference.
That could win you something because he said something in the past.
Well, what did he win? What did he win at Spurs?
Well, he got to a cup final.
Spurs are shit.
But he didn't win anything, did he?
When he was close, he was never given a chance to. But he was close.
Is this a question for me, or are you guys going to answer the question? You're asking me.
I
responded to what you said.
Yeah, I personally prefer Simeone more than Mourinho. Yeah, I'm not saying Mourinho is not a good manager, he's not a world-class manager, but for me,
you want him, that's it.
Yeah, I would prefer Simeone over Jose. Obviously, Jose, his record speaks for itself. Much better manager than Arteta. Do you know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, coming to the club, does his thing. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's also that Mourinho football as well, that style as well. Yeah, it's successful as well, but I don't know, man. It's like Conte when he went to Spurs and that. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that suits Arsenal's type, the way we play. I don't know if him coming in.
Mourinho's style was like George Graham. Just saying.
Tactical. No, it's tactical, but that's not how it's set up now.
Yeah, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I could take that football, to be honest, man. That's me personally, though. But Simeone, I don't know. I would take him. I would take him all day long.
Yeah, I agree with that, mate. I agree with
100%. I would.
If you're winning, it don't matter how you win. 3 points is all that matters. That's the only stat that matters. Forget all these pricks that go on Twitter and say this matters and all that kind of thing. Shit matters. The only stat that matters is if you win and you get 3 points.
What about you, Line? Who would you take? Jose or Diego, or would you stick with Arteta?
Don Simeone all day long, man. Nah, It's no debate really. Now look what he's done at Atletico with limited amount of resources compared to Real Madrid and Barcelona, and he still managed to win league titles, get to European Cup finals. So yeah, man, we need someone like that has presence, that can stamp his authority and say, listen, you do things my way. Like, instead of having a puppet that just gets controlled and just does what he wants, and then there's no consequences for the actions that he does. Like, I need a proper manager. Like, none of these project youth managers and project this and all this nonsense. No, I'm not about that life, man. I want a proper manager. Like, so yeah, definitely Simeone, 100%.
This
is the point that I always find fascinating. Whenever I ask Arsenal fans this, and I've done this when I've been to games, right? I say to them, who's the most successful manager Arsenal's ever had in the history, in their shortest tenure? People come up with, well, he's got a statue out there, Herbert Chapman. You're wrong. Herbert Chapman was an iconic manager for Arsenal. He set up and changed Arsenal. He won 2 trophies. He won a league and an FA Cup. The manager that won the most in his tenure, in the shortest tenure, George Graham.
George Graham, 100%.
Look at what he won. People say, Arsene Wenger. I said, excuse me? He was there for 25 years. George Graham was there for less than 6. And look what he won. Really went invincible. Won us our last European trophy, which was his cup, right? Won us our last League Cup, 2 FA Cups, and the iconic Division 1. 2 Division 1. Nobody recognises that. Nobody recognises that. And I said to a fellow a few weeks ago, what I said about a statue. No, he can't have a statue. He went to Tottenham. Bollocks. I don't care where he went after he managed Arsenal. Right? He could have gone and managed fucking Liverpool, United. I don't care. What he achieved at Arsenal was exceptional. And don't get me wrong. Don't accuse me of being wrong. Herbert Chapman transformed Arsenal Football Club. But everybody has a misconception. He won all 3 league titles. He didn't. He won our first FA Cup, our first League Division 1. He then died the following January, and it was George Allison that went on to win the next 2.
So, would you take not basis? Would you say Diego or Mourinho can be comparable to George Graham? Would you take over those 2? Jezza, who would you take? Jose? Would you take? Diego Simeone.
I'd take Simeone all day long. He's a proven winner. The problem is with Mourinho in his day, he was a decent manager. When he was at York, he was brilliant.
I'd take Ronald McDonald over Arteta, to be honest.
I think the problem is now he's not what he was. I think the problem is with him, he stinks the place up because he's got too big for his boots, and I think he's got the point. Bit like Arteta. It's my way or the highway. His arrogance goes before him now, and that's his problem. When he went into Chelsea, sorry,
man's a rookie.
Yeah, but players.
Exactly. He's a rookie. That's it. He's a rookie.
Who's a rookie?
Arteta. He's my Arteta.
Arteta.
Well, hang on, Tony. Who would you take, Tony? Jose or Diego?
See, man, I'm even still torn, about 2 of them, because this league is a humble. It's not just ABCs. Yeah. Personally, I would like Mourinho, to be very sincere with you, because he has won the league. He knows what it takes to win the league. that's my focus. The league. He knows how to win it. Simeone will have to come down here, acclimatize into this league, how it's being played, what to do. He has to cozy up to English teachers to get his English up to speed. All these things here and all these technicalities involved.
Can I ask you a
Is he
question?
going to be I'm coming. Let me finish, my brother. And again, we have to also know if he has to bring in his own players also from Atletico Madrid. What's his draw? All these things will need to be answered. So, it's a bigger scope. And again, what if his brand of football isn't sustainable? Then do we have to sack the manager again, build another project again? Why can't we just go for someone like Zinedine Zidane and to Flick? This guys, I believe, will play the kind of football that we want and are also proven winners. Flick, he did it in Bayern Munich. I think he can do it here in England. And again, he plays the kind of football that I think Arsenal would enjoy. He has that experience, of a manager who has won, at higher levels. That's what I want to see here. That's my first choice. Flick will be okay. He's no more the German coach. And I think he will acclimatize well to this league, with how we play, or the Arsenal way, how we do play, But Diego Simeone, yeah, I'll take him. That Mikel Arteta, but right now, man, it's just a goddamn mess, man.
Bloody camera, Jono. Yeah, your club's been linked with Jose Mourinho as well because of what's been going on with Eddie Howe. Would you take Jose Mourinho at Newcastle roundabout now?
I've always been Eddie Howe in. Right, this season's going to be a write-off first year, but next season I'll give him another go at it as well. And my only concern is, right, with Eddie, he picks his favourites like Jamal Lascelles, Dan Burn, Miguel Almiron, Sean Longstaff. Yeah, they're not going to win me a title. Dan Burn, those players I mentioned are still going to win me a title in future years. Yeah, we need to upgrade on these players. I'm not going to lie, right? They got us Champions League, and I'll always be grateful for what they've done. But at the end of the day, I just think, let's be real, we need to upgrade. But back on Eddie, I think he'll be here next season. But if you want to go into a different level, then we have to get someone like a Simeone in, like a Jose in as well. But for me, I mean, why not Zidane? Zidane's name would be fantastic. What a go for him. I mean, Hansi Flick, that's a new one as well. I mean, I tell you what, as a young manager, I think he'd do fantastic for Newcastle. I really do. But if you want to get Champions League every season, if you want to win trophies, and the most important thing, attracting the players, yeah? Now, some of the players like Kimmich, right, plays Bayern Munich, he's turned down Newcastle because of Eddie Howe. He's not a big enough name manager. I love Eddie Howe. I love the guy. But somewhere down that line, he's going to have to be replaced with a better manager. Look at what happened to Man City with Mark Hughes. He got sacked. Got in Mancini. Mancini got sacked. Got in Pellegrini. And then Pellegrini was told that Pep was going to come in a couple of hours later after he's been told that his contract will not be renewed. So for me, I'll take Simeone all day long. I don't care the style of football he plays. It's going to bring us trophies. Yeah? Bring us trophies. And that's what it's all about. We haven't won a title.
All that matters.
Exactly. We haven't won the league since 1927. We haven't won a domestic trophy since 1955.
I thought it was 10 BC.
Before cash.
Say again?
But again, yeah. See, bringing in Simeone to your team or to even Arsenal doesn't guarantee any of us a win. Let's be very careful with this manager. Yeah, he doesn't guarantee you anything actually, because he still has to come here and
I need to bring something
in
to this
in the biggest league in the world. Mourinho has done it. He knows what it takes to win. Actually, I think.
Yeah, but how much money does Mourinho need
to he can take you there.
I need to bring something to this, guys, that you're not taking into account, right? You're saying that you could have a Mourinho or a Simeone at Arsenal, right? But what you're not taking into account is these players have been pampered. They've been pampered, yeah? If you get a Mourinho or a Simeone, they ain't getting fucking pampered.
Good.
And they ain't going to want to go with it.
Exactly. That's what they need. They need that rough treatment.
They need
a lot of them players ain't going to want to be there with a Mourinho or
exactly. That's a good point you're making there.
Exactly.
Very good point.
Totally agree.
The thing is, Tunisia, there's a lot of them can fuck off out anyway because they're shit.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
At the end of the day, bringing in a player that will kick him in the bollocks and say you're crap, fuck off. That's what
you'd lose half your squad, mate.
Brian Clough would have done it, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Stay, yeah. When you had your team, your two.
Listen here, young man. If you ain't gonna go press big right crosses and you ain't gonna do the right thing on the pitch, you're going.
Nicey. Oh, let's go and buy a fucking dog. Yeah, let's go and buy a dog. What is that about?
Wait.
Do you see Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man United, going and buying a sodding dog? Oh, it gives a family atmosphere. Fuck off. Get out there. And I'm going to kick your ass around that football pitch until you start winning. That is football.
Wolfie would have probably bought a dog and he would have stripped it down to its bones and said, if you don't play well on that pitch, that's the way you're going to look.
You know what you should do? You should hire some more dogs, some vicious ones like German Shepherds or Rottweilers or something, and train them to attack the Arsenal players when they don't train well. So that way, whenever they start messing about, you can just unleash them onto the pitch. You'll run fast now, won't you? You'll sprint today.
Wolf. I've got a question. I've got a question because I haven't really asked many questions. So I'm gonna ask like every one of you guys. 11 days left in the transfer window. Tell us what your club needs and tell us about any rumours. So I've just seen in our group chat that Callum Wilson's been rejected from a loan from Atletico Madrid, but the striker could be sold if the Spanish club return or another Spanish club return with a permanent offer. What you got to say about that, Jono?
I'm surprised that Tim's been linked with Atletico Madrid. Do you know what I mean? Despite his injury record, his injury record's not the best. I'm not going to lie, but I'd be amazed if he went to Atletico Madrid because what they're doing now, they're checking up on players because of our FFP problems. Yeah, because they think, hang on a minute, the vultures are out. Let's go get Bruno.
Days, yeah.
Got Bruno and now Wilson, Trippier, yeah, but.
Like hyenas.
If he comes back in, if they do come back with a permanent deal, I mean, I don't think Callum was going to turn it down because he wants to play in the Champions League again. He wants to go out there and to say, you know what's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I want to play in La Liga, yeah. And I wish him well. I really do wish him well because I think he'd do all right there if he stays injury free. He'd do well, but for me, it'd be a kick in the goalies if we let Callum Wilson go. But he's 31, coming on 32. Then if you get a replacement in it, like a younger striker into come off for Isak, then I'll be up for it.
You can take Nketiah if you want, mate.
Oh no!
I'll literally drive in there. I'll pay for his cab fare as well. I'll pay for it.
You keep your rubbish. None of us are taking
that. How much would you take it, Tetty? How much would you take for him, though?
Your defense is in trouble. It would be if he's playing. You know what I mean?
So, same question for Yeti as well, because obviously, you know what I mean. You might need some players to stay up. I don't know if you're happy with the team. So no worries. Yeah, so let us know. What do you need? Any transfer rumours if you know about any?
Well, like I've said, if we actually sign Nketiah, then I hate Derby with a passion. And if we sign Nketiah, then I'm going to become a Derby fan. I mean, I think that says everything. I think we need a striker. I think we need to bring somebody else in because Awoniyi's injured all the time. Hopefully, the groin strain injury thing, the operation that he's had, is going to sort of solve that. but I still think we need a striker. Divock Origi was fucking useless. I mean, we didn't really use him that much, but when we did, he didn't really look that much, to be fair. Chris Woods, yeah, he's good in certain situations, but he's not the one, to be fair. So we definitely need striker. Midfield, I'm not too worried about, to be honest, because when the AFCON's done, we'll get them back. Niakate in defence. I think we probably need another defender. And we 100% need fucking goalkeeper. Because, I'm sorry, Turner ain't the one. Every time they pass it to his feet, mate, I'm on a fucking cardiac arrest. And it ain't going to be nothing to do with vaccinations because I've never had one. So, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's so fucking frustrating every time they pass it to that guy's feet. He's a fucking idiot. Every time they pass it to the guy's feet, he takes 3 steps back before he actually tries to kick it. Teams are going to work that out. Do you know what I mean? Fuck that. No. We need, for me, striker, defender. You know what I mean? Central defender until like the AFCON's done. I think we're going to get a lot of loans in and stuff like that. But other than that, yeah.
Are you concerned, Yeti? I don't know. You're going to need to pick up some wins at some point because you know the table, yeah, can be cruel at times, yeah. And you know,
well, we've got 3 points against Arsenal next week.
Oh, okay. Well, you heard it here. You heard it here first. Question for one of the Arsenal lads as well. Any one of you can vote between yourselves. We're probably not going to buy anyone anyway, but anyone could answer. You know, what do Arsenal need, and do you know of any transfer rumors or not?
I think
to be honest, yeah.
Okay, Lion.
Oh no, sorry, Tony. Yeah, no. To be honest, like we definitely need the striker, 100%. I'm not trying to see that Eddie and Nketiah guy, bro. Axel Foley and that man. He's trash. So we definitely need a striker. We need
Sorry.
We definitely need a right winger as well to a backup for Saka. Someone competent to play on the right wing. We need at least 2 midfielders minimum. I don't care because that German giraffe, yeah. No, he's another one that's trash. He is trash. I'm tired of him. Yeah. And we need a left back because that Bart Simpson, Zinchenko, yeah. No, I'm sorry. That's not working for me either. And probably another defender. You know what I mean? In case Saliba and Gabriel get injured. But I'd say about 5-6 players minimum that we need to fix up this squad.
You're not
this window, yeah? This window.
Yeah, great.
No, it's not going to happen in this window, but I'm just saying in general. It's not going to happen in this window.
Tony mentioned something really good. Sorry, he mentioned something in his stream.
He does every now and then.
Yeah, no, he mentioned that, you know, because we won 5-0 today, yeah, you know, are the board are actually going to say, you know what, you guys need this, you guys need that. They're going to be happy. 5-0, the fans happy, you know. We don't need anything. We don't need a striker, you know.
Yeah, you can see them already saying that, man. Like, I haven't even been on AFTV yet, but I bet you any money, a lot of them are saying that. I bet you. It's nonsense.
You fried the bigger fish. You fried the bigger fish.
No, fish. They fried the bigger fish.
What about you, Wolf? Because you haven't answered, have you? About your team. We need to know about your team. Transfer rumors. Anyone coming in?
This is what I was going to touch on a little bit, but I'm not going to go too into my team. We have fitness issues, not transfer issues. And the thing is, with FFP biting up our backside like they are everybody else, I think that's one of the reasons why Tottenham have done it kind of smart. They're investing.
You're right though.
You're like a nursery.
You're right though. You're okay though.
Yeah, where we're right is if our players are fit. And the thing is, we've had this problem. We need to invest again in our defense. because I'm not being funny, and I've stated this many times. If it turns out Reece James, Ben Chilwell, and Wesley Fofana are made of glass, then we've got a problem because we need a left back, a right back, and a centre back. I think everything else given time will be all right. Yeah, and but the thing is, with FFP biting at everybody right now and literally them jumping on everybody, even some people twice, being Everton. You know what I mean? Is anyone really going to want to spend a lot at the moment? Is anyone really going to want to take any risks? Because I mentioned this in a story that I heard yesterday that we're looking to sell Broja for 50 million. Now, I'm not being funny. I like Broja, but who's going to buy Broja for 50 million? You know what I mean? I think it's one of those ones where it's Poch is going to have to stick with what he's got and just try and sort the fitness issues out that was caused by 5 other coaches last year. I don't think signing anyone would actually help because we've signed enough players to like the dripping out of our squad, left, right, and centre. We're the only one out of everyone, I should say, was overstocked.
Spurs are doing these nice little deals, aren't they? Spurs. Well, Jaguson, Nusa. Who's the other guy that they brought in?
Werner.
But they're doing these little deals, aren't they?
Well, that will depend on how it all works out. Because if they do all these little deals and they somehow end up in 7th or 8th or whatever else, then it could be considered a disappointment. I'm not going to sit there and reject. Hey, it may be the best business anyone does this January. You never know, because as I said, like teams like Newcastle, Chelsea, Man City, they're all going to have FFP barking down their throats. And like, look what's happening to Forest. Look what's happening to Everton. You know, this ain't over by a stretch. Everyone's going to have a fine tooth comb. That's why my team already essentially did that with their hands up. Like that's what's wrong. And I'm not getting funny. Yeah? If you look at all the bentness that Roman Abramovich did for us financially and where FFP was a problem for us, we lost 2 world-class players because of Abramovich. We lost Kante and Rudiger. They went for nothing.
Kante as well, yeah?
Yeah, because they didn't sign contract. They were disrespected by Abramovich. So, because don't forget when Lampard
That's one of your best players, man.
Because don't forget when Lampard came in, he played Thiago Silva and Trevor Chalobah. He didn't play Rudiger, and that's when the problem started. And it just carried on until a year later he just said bye off a free contract. Same thing with Kante. He was the best defensive midfielder in the world, bar none, and he left for free. For free.
Whoa. Where is he playing now?
That's mad.
Saudi. He's in Saudi Arabia, bro. Champions League winner, multiple Premier League winner, and he left.
That's crazy.
At 31, arguably still near the peak of his career, he left for free.
Oh, that must have hurt.
Yeah.
Still does.
He's a good guy as well, isn't he?
I would like to come in here. Yeah. Of course, Lion Tech, you said that Arsenal needs about 6 players, but let's be real. You know, Arsenal is not going to even get up to 2. To be very frank, you know that deep down, you know that, and it's a January transfer window, one of our worst windows to ever perform recruitment properly. You know, the money's stringed up, but these guys don't want to lose in their bosses, so it's very hard to bring in even 2 signings in the transfer window. But to be very fair, Arsenal should be looking at a central defender first of all, because this is something people aren't really looking at right now. We just had a scare today. You can see how the stadium got chilled when Gabriel fell to the floor today. Everywhere just was still. What if that guy is out of the picture for 2 to 3 weeks? Do you think it's Kivior that will come in, someone who has no experience of how to really play in this league? From Spezia is who is going to come in and slot in to that central defense network. You've seen what he can do at left back. It's totally useless.
Don't you think the attacking midfield is more important?
You need somebody to out Rice out. That's what you need.
100% midfielder.
Yeah, definitely. But
I'm sorry, Tony. There are players that can cover him. The more important factor is we need a proper attacking midfielder. We need a creative midfielder like we used to have back in the day. We haven't got one. We haven't got a striker. The last thing we need to look at is a bloody centre-back. We need a proper attacking
I think you need covering all areas.
I was coming to that. I've not finished, Just cut shot. Yeah. So
I think you need covering all areas.
Defender.
to be honest.
Yeah, but we do need a defender. I'm certain of that because look at what happened to Gabriel. So we do need another midfielder because Martin Odegaard isn't really at the top of his game right now. So we do need another midfielder to come in and help us out down there. We also do need a striker in it. Isn't really looking good. Gabriel Jesus isn't looking good either. So it's a must. We do need a striker. But to be very sincere with you, do you think Arsenal, after today, would go and get a striker? That's why I asked that question in my stream. I highly doubt it that these guys will go and get a striker.
As long as you don't give Nketiah, as long as you don't give Nketiah to Newcastle, as long as you don't sell him to Newcastle, please don't.
No matter how bad it gets, we don't need to kill us
Nketiah is not transferable. He's not transferable at all. He's not transferable. Part of the hierarchy of the board.
Even if we end up in relegation zone from the 10-point deduction, I still don't want Nketiah.
Last question, guys. Yeah, before we all go. Yeah, it's been a great stream. Want to say a big respect to the panel today. You've been magnificent. Anyone who can stop me from talking, that means it's been a good stream because you know me. Yeah, when I get waffling, when I start going, do you know what I mean? But it's been great. Yeah, big up the chat as well.
Tony, to be honest.
Yeah. No, hell no.
Tony's been alright, mate. You leave Tony alone. Tony, leave Tony alone.
Big up the chat as well. You've been magnificent as well. Any of the questions that you've got in the chat as well, please leave them in because we're not going to be able to answer all of those questions. Please leave them in the comments. Yeah, please leave them in the comments section so Wolf can answer all the questions because he loves to do all of that. My last question though, yeah, it's going to be based around. It's going to be a two type of question. So, what players do you want to get out of your club? That's the first question. Yeah, and who's going to win the league? So I'll start with. I'm going to go with the host first, Wolfie. Players out of your club and who will win the league?
Again, when it comes to my club, I think it's fitness again. I don't think it's a matter of carrying the same thing that we had over the last year and a half, where it's just loads of guys in and loads of guys out because it will destroy what cohesion there is. I do think it's a fitness issue. You said it to me yourself a couple of weeks ago when you said that with Chelsea, it's one of those, we need time because we've spent so much money. We need to, before we actually do ourselves genuinely for FFP, we can't be spending 50, 60 million on anyone right now without selling anyone first. Now, I know we've got money coming in at the end of the season, so I don't think Chelsea can personally sign anyone. We've been linked with names like Benzema.
Yeah, but you do it dodgy, so you might do.
No, we don't. No, we do it cleverly. We do it over a period of 8 years.
It's clever, yeah.
So there's nothing. That's why immediately they banned it afterwards because as soon as we did it, we said, "Here you go. Here's a loophole in the system."
Found a loophole. You found a loophole.
Yeah. As a businessman, Todd Brohy's the guy. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. But as on football operations, he needs to learn his bits and pieces. But yeah, we need to either get. I think it's one of those ones. I don't think we'll sign anyone unless anyone leaves. Who would I like to see? I would like to see another left back, to be honest, because even when he has played, Ben Chilwell's played way far forward, and Cucurella and Levy Colwell are not that guys at left back. So I'd say a left back and a right back. If anyone right now I'd love to see in the door, right off the top of my head, Matty Cash as a Reece James replacement or potentially competitor.
Serious?
Oh, Matty
Cash. I like Matty Cash.
No, he's a good man. He's a good player. He's a good player.
He's 25, 26. He's 25, 26. He's about Reece James's age or a bit older. He's not injury prone and he can do the job on the right hand side. He probably won't be as good as all rounded as Reece James. But at least he'll be fit
players as well.
Well, I'd rather see. I'm not even being funny, bro. Like, our injury list has been the worst out of all the big clubs for the last 2 years. So I'm not being funny. At this point, I would rather see other players injured other than my own. Because I'm not being funny.
Yeah,
exactly. Reece James, if he's not sent off, he's carried off. If he's not carried off, he gets injured in training. The guy came back, played half a game, got taken off, and said he needed surgery. If you needed surgery in the first place, why did you come back on the pitch? Like,
No, yeah, exactly.
Don't get me
Yeah.
started. Back to back.
So Lion Tech, what's your what players? Sorry, who's going to win the league? Wolf, quickly.
Oh,
well, it's got to be City. It's going to be City.
No, I'd say Liverpool. You know why?
Liverpool.
Because you know why? I'd say Liverpool because right now everyone expects Man City to flip the league and come back, but the thing is that has to stop at some point, and their squad is not the same as it was the last year. Because one thing I have noticed about City, they can't play wide as well as they used to, so they're gonna get unstuck. That's my opinion, and you can clip it if you want to go. Oh, Wolfie, you said this and that, but that's what I reckon. Liverpool.
No,
have
that's
the best
nothing wrong with that. That's your opinion, mate. No one's going to stop that. Lion, tell us what we need to get, who we need to get rid of, and who's going to win the league. I'm going to try and speed this up because we need to end the show soon.
Well, I personally think Man City will win it because they're going to have the bit between with their teeth with De Bruyne back and Haaland on their way back. So I think they're going to win it in the end. I think they'll have a bit too much. But in terms of who we need to get rid of, boy, Eddie, see you later. Havertz, see you later. Kivior, gone. Fabio Vieira, gone. Reece Nelson, gone. Lokonga, gone. Tavares, gone. And who else can I think of?
Tony.
To be honest, I would even get rid of Zinchenko. To be honest, I'd get rid of Zinchenko in the summer. I would. I'd get rid of him as well.
Yeah, in the summer.
In the summer, I'd get rid of him. And
is that it? Is that it?
As far as I can think of at the moment.
Tony, you go next.
Nelson also has to leave the football club.
Yeah, Nelson as well. Yeah,
I don't see what he's doing. But again, Arsenal has been heavily. I forgot to say this. Arsenal have been heavily linked with Matthijs de Ligt, the Dutch 6-foot+ defender from Bayern Munich. He's gone down the pecking order in Bayern, so he's looking for a new.
What about Partey?
I think they would make him available. Partey is coming back by the end of this month, likely next week. So, that'll be a good one. And it will be very, very interesting to see if Mikel Arteta would infuse him as a double pivot together with Declan Rice, because he really does need help. Declan Rice in the middle of the park.
Right back on injury
team. I don't think
done.
Mikel Arteta he'll fluff his lines again. I think he'll put him at right back. It's possible. So I don't know.
So who else, Tony? Who else out of the club? Who else? You're missing one guy that begins with C.
Cedric.
Defender, right back.
Cedric.
Right back.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Does he need to go?
Cedric. No. Cedric. Of course, that's a no-brainer. That's not a question. He needs to leave the football club.
What about
Cedric,
as well?
Entertainer needs to go. He needs to go. But again, to be very fair, he might be leaving the football club. He's in negotiations with Besiktas right now, and I think it will go through. They're just making concessions about who's going to pay what amount, in his that's left in his contract. So that's what they're looking at. Hopefully, he gets to leave the football club, man.
Who's winning the league as well, Tone? Give us your opinion quickly.
I'll go with Liverpool at this stage. I'll go with Liverpool. I just think that this year might be their year. Look at what has happened in the Carabao Cup. Look at what has happened in the FA Cup. So I think it's their year. I'm sorry, man. And not just the league this time. There's a big chance that they might scoop the whole titles this season. Carabao Cup is almost done and dusted. FA Cup is still down there, and they have players who have come into the team.
Europa as well.
Good. And their youth system is also looking good. So, I think Man City will have a little bit of a hangover, just a little bit. KDB is back, but mind you, they're also conceding goals too. Liverpool isn't conceding goals like that, but you have to also look at the fact that Man City have also won 5 trophies in a calendar year. So, that hangover will set in. They're conceding goals. They might still concede lots of goals. It's very possible. But again, let's see. I think it's Liverpool's year. The proof is in the pudding, and I think the stars are aligning towards that.
Thank you, Tony. Jez, what you got to say? Players out, and who's going to win the league?
Nketiah, Cedric, Suarez, Zinchenko, got to go. Kivois, Jorginho, not good enough. Havertz, not good enough. Got to go. Got to go. Make some money. Who's going to win it? Make it easy. I think it's Liverpool's year.
Ooh, 3 for 3.
Three for 3 so far. Yeti, what did you? Who do you need to get rid of in your team, and who's winning the league?
Well, the players we need to get rid of is Divock Origi, which is going anyway. The goalkeepers, sorry, Turner's an awesome shot stopper, but man, every time he gets the ball to his feet, I have a fucking heart attack. And like I've already said, I ain't had a vaccination, so it can't get put down to that. So, and also Odyssey, fucking Dave, or whatever his name is, the Greek guy, goalkeeper. I mean, we've gone from Henderson and fucking Keylor Navas to Turner and Odyssey, and Tavares today I thought he was really good. I thought he actually he was working together with Hudson-Odoi, which I saw against Blackpool. Didn't think he was bad at all, to be quite honest with you. So I would kind of say that. Winning the league, sorry guys, but I'm not going to say. Look, at the end of the day, if Liverpool strengthening the way that they need to, then they've got a chance of winning the league. But I fucking hate Liverpool. I've never liked them. And I don't fucking like them now.
Yeah, as a Forest fan,
at the end of the day, Man City. Because the thing is, what they've got over what you guys have got is strength in depth. They have got players who can come into that team and still do a job. And you haven't got that. When you learn that, when you understand that, you'll realise why you're not fucking going to be winning leagues.
And Jono, same question applies to you also.
The players out is going to be Jamal Lascelles, Sean Longstaff, Miguel Almiron, the players out of contracts as well. Jeff Hendrick, he can go. Matt Ritchie can go. Paul Dummett, he can go as well. Elmer Kraft, a question mark on him. He's a good player, but a question mark on him. And we definitely need another striker. We definitely need a number 6. And to win the league, I'm going to say Man City, and I'll tell you for why they'll win it, because of KDB. I tell you what, if he's fit between now and the end of the season, and Holland comes back, that gets them the title. Liverpool push all the way.
Yeah.
But for me, it's going to be Man City all the way.
Definitely.
Brilliant. My opinion quickly, I'm not going to do the Arsenal players out. They can all go as far as I'm concerned. The last, I think City are going to win it, and I'm going to say it right here now. I'm going to say it right here now. Liverpool are going to lose. They're going to lose to Bournemouth tomorrow, and they're going to lose to Arsenal. Remember where you heard it first. Yeah. And then City are going to win the title. Remember where you heard it first.
So it's 4-3. So it's 4-3 to Liverpool, Man City then in the vote then, because we all at least half of us said Liverpool. So yeah, fair enough. 4-3. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I think what Yeti said there was a good point. It depends on who does what. In the January transfer window, because I'm not being funny. I'm not being disrespectful to Arsenal fans. There was a lot of hype about Tony over the last few months. Does that look like that's going to happen now? Probably not.
Oh, no.
Chelsea, I'm not being funny. We're still all over the place behind the scenes a little. We don't need players in. We need to still get people out and just get a bit more than what's left of the dead wood up, because there is a little bit left in there. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. But the one thing I will say is, and I do appreciate this for everybody, it's literally like whoever doesn't get eaten alive by financial fair play. I think that's a big factor, by the way, and it's going to get bigger as the season goes on, because it's one of those ones where if it's happened to Everton twice potentially, and it could happen to us, and it could happen to City, and I don't know how Man United have not got in trouble, by the way, FFP wise. I don't know. It's
I
definitely.
can hear Megan in the background, man. What's going on, people, man?
What the fuck is that?
Megan? Oh, is that the movie? All
Yeah.
right.
I don't know. I can hear somebody's
That's a
robot
weird
voice.
film anyway. Yeah, but anyway, going off
Oh,
topic.
yeah.
We're going off topic, but yeah. Does anyone actually genuinely believe their club's going to sign anyone? And can anyone? Can someone? Is that you, Jono?
Not me.
Right. Well, either way, does anyone actually genuinely think their team is going to sign anyone? Just quickly, let me ask everyone: does anyone actually think anyone's going to get signed?
We're going to attempt to sign someone on the last day. Say we went for this person, but you know what? It was too late in the day because they couldn't get a replacement.
All right, it's going to be one of those panic buys, yeah. About you,
You're
Jono?
gonna
Lies, panic lies.
Panic lies.
Panic
All right.
lies.
Not panic buys. Panic lies.
You're gonna do.
I think, and also as well, guys. Also as well, I think we're going to lose Kieran Trippier. I think he'll be off to Bayern Munich. I really think he'll be off to Bayern because apparently, according to the Daily Mail, right, and I don't want to say too much on rumours and stuff like that, but he cut short his holiday to New York, and he wants to be to Bayern Munich. And if he does, I wish him well, but it had to be a permanent deal and not a loan.
Fabrizio Romano said it, so it's normally something when he says it.
Well, can I ask Jono a question quickly? And if you don't finish top 6, do you reckon you guys will worry about losing Isaac? Because I think he's been your best player.
100%. I think he's been magnificent this season. Isaac, 14 goals this season.
I would love him at Chelsea. You know, I'm never gonna lie. I would love him at Chelsea.
Wow, I tell you what, though. I mean, if he goes, then I tell you what, the only way we let him go, right? If we get fit to Osman in his place. But I take Isak, I keep Isak all day long. And until then, he's our player.
100 mil?
He'd be more than that, mate. He'd be more than that. I'm sorry, he'd be more than that.
Can you afford that if you've already got it by FFP?
I tell you what, though, I'd rather sell Bruno, to be fair. As much as I love Bruno G, I'd rather sell him over Isak because I don't think you get another striker like Isak in a minute because he has been absolutely fantastic.
I think Bruno's quality, to be honest.
I do. I think they're both good players, but Isak's had that one. One thing that's caught my eye about Isak, he needs half a chance. And that game against, I think City, that game against City summed it up when he just had half a chance and it's in the back of the net.
Mate, that was class.
And the way he opened up his foot to score it, he's one of those guys where he is the club. You don't give this guy a chance because he'll take it. And that's one thing I have to say is probably why everyone's got half a. As much as this hype has been made about Tony, everyone's probably got half an eye on Isaac because I guarantee you, if something goes wrong with Newcastle, because it's kind of, I feel sorry for Newcastle in the sense of their season as they've gone out the Champions League, kind of broken apart a little bit.
Yeah,
but that's down to injuries as well and what happened with Tonali. But it's one of those ones where, fair enough, if you lay the foundation for next season, you got Tonali coming back, and then Isaac you can build up. It's interesting. It's interesting to see what everyone does. But I've
noticed though. I've also noticed though that Bruno's actually fighting more and getting into the tackles and actually going in that respect as well. Which is not really his game, but he is actually doing it, which would say to me that he wants to stay there.
Yeah, he loves the club. He loves Newcastle United, and you know, if he makes a tackle and he pumps his fist up to the fans, that tells me that he wants to stay at Newcastle United. And I hope he does. I mean, I want him to win something. I hope he survives, but he's 27 this year, and he doesn't want to be.
Although one thing I will say to you, John, though, Keane kissed the badge before
1 minute,
he
Tony.
signed
1 minute,
for Manchester United. So.
Yeah, he did.
Hang on, Tony, because you just said you got to go. So do you want to quickly pick up your channel, Tony? Because we're going to round it off. So do you want to quickly pick up your channel, Tony?
Yeah, guys, thanks for the opportunity. Thank you, Jez. Thank you, Lion Tech TV, Abs, John Sinclair TV. Respect to you, John and Yeti. Big respect to you, Wolfie. Thank you very much for bringing me down here. My channel is Tony Cloud Gunner TV. You know, come show some love down there. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, people. God bless you guys.
You too. God bless you, Tony.
Sunday, guys.
Big up, Tony, man.
We'll catch up.
Big up, bro.
Jono, do you want to pick up your channel, Jono?
Thank you very much for having us on. You guys are absolutely amazing, and the chat as well is brilliant, making me welcome as well. And I love this
you're
channel.
always welcome, bro.
Thank you, man, and Jez as well, and Abs and Lantec and Tawny Yeti as well. You can find me on John Sinclair TV, and you can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Insta, of course, YouTube, and TikTok as well. And I do everything really. So just hit that like and subscribe button. I had 30 new subscribers yesterday.
Big up to you, man. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeti, do you want to big up your channel, brother?
Yeah, long-eared Yetis TV. No, I don't. No, that's not the right thing. Long-eared Yetis Cave, sorry. And yeah, you know, we have great watch-alongs and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, we all get on great. We're all a great community. You know what I mean? I've got a group on Instagram, but, you know, if you come into it, it's called Zesty Wrong'uns. You ain't like posting your fucking channels and all that kind of shit. It's just about having chats with people and stuff like that, and having a good laugh with everybody, and just getting on with everybody. So yeah,
got a big this one.
Everybody, long-eared Yetis Cave. Tony, if you're free, I've got a private stream for you afterwards because me and you need to talk about something. So yeah, big up.
All right, Jezza.
Yeah, it's Arsenal history and more. Everything Arsenal. Match reviews, match previews. I get great guests on, and we chat everything Arsenal, and we also talk with other match fans. Tomorrow, I'm doing a review of the game today with Jack Ramsey, and going to do a review of also with the Yeti of the game against Brentford today. I'm not going to say it. I was going to say it, but I'm not going to say it. Yeah,
I'm not on that now. Fuck you. We've lost, so I don't want to be on that.
That's a good call, man. That's your call. I was going to ask you to come on as an independent witness, but if you don't want it, that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all Arsenal and other stuff. And yeah, so Monday night I'm on with Lee and Kenny, and then next week I've got a show with Lee, Kenny, and he don't want to come on now, so that's fine.
No, I said that about Sunday. I didn't say that about Wednesday.
Well, I don't know now. I don't know. You've been choosing.
He flipped it straight away. I don't know.
I love you, Jez, man.
No, you can't pick and choose, man. I mean, you're either going to go through the pain. You're going to go through the pain, or you're not. You know what I'm telling you?
Yes, you know me, mate. I'll go through the pain.
Well, you better be there tomorrow night then. If you're not,
yeah, of course I will.
You're done. But no, I'm joking, man. Yeah, be up to all you boys because you do great stuff, great chat tonight, great channels. It's great fun. We have debates and it's good fun, man. And thanks, Wolfie, for having me on.
Pleasure. Sir.
Yeah, I'm going to pretend to be Mr. B now and say, "You copied me, mate. You copied everything I do."
Oh, please, let's not get political now, please. Like people's bellies are grumbling. Lion, do you want to big up your channel, brother?
Yeah, big up Wolfie for having me on, man. The channel's Lion Text TV on YouTube. Like, big up to Football Bantz, big up to Yeti, John Sinclair, Tony as always. Jez, you're a legend, bro. I've always watched your channel, you and Lee. So keep the standards high as always, bro. Trust me, man. It's a pleasure to do a stream with you finally, man.
No, mate, I'm going to get you on. Yeah.
Definitely, man. Thank you, man.
I've got the ultimate respect for you. You're wearing that hat. Not many people know what that hat is.
Yeah, it was a present.
Where can we get a hat, man?
I actually buy it as a present.
Oh. I didn't
actually buy it as a present for me, though.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Bantz, you know the funny thing is that hat costs the same amount as a pair of Adidas Predators.
You're joking. Are you joking?
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
No way.
Fact is, you've got a young man, right? You've got a young man showing absolute credence to the club because most people wouldn't have a clue what that badge is.
Mm.
And that's
Thank you, Jez. Appreciate it, Jez. Thank you, man.
That's respect from me to you. I'll tell you.
Absolutely. 100%.
No, big up, Jez, man. Big up.
Brother Bantz.
Big
Football
up you,
Bantz channel. That's where I'm at. You can see there. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Is that it? Yeah, that's your outro. Yeah?
That's where I'm at.
Is that it? Is that all you're going to do?
Is that it? Yeah.
Listen, I'm a man of very few words.
Ages.
See, everyone thought I was just talking a lot but now the man just said I'm a man of very few words. Okay, all right. Suit yourself. All right.
Look.
What is that?
Look at that. Just reminisce
Show
on
your
that.
cat on channel or something.
Look. Look.
Yeah, all right, okay.
What is it? He's not checking his pants.
I cried that night.
Oh dear, he cried. Oh yeah, you'd be old enough to remember it as well. Yeah, that's true.
Please tell me he's not taking his pants off.
He's not. No. There's nothing like that yet. He's not fans only, mate. Don't worry. Right, I'd like to.
Sorry.
Oh, go on. If you got more of an outro.
No. I was going to say I'm just going for a slash, and just doing it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a better outro. See, I think that's a better outro.
All right. You're a bunch of wrong-uns, you know that. Anyway, I'd like to thank my panel for joining me. I'd like to thank
wrong-uns.
John Sinclair. I'd like to thank Jez of the Arsenal History and More, Tony of Tony Claw Gunner TV, Yeti of the Longhead Yeti's Cave, Lion Tech of Lion Tech's TV, of course, my partner in crime on this one, Bantz of the Football Bantz channel. Thank you all for your time. Big up those in the chat like DJ Crane, Early Does Football, Sire here today, the Assembled, Mama Floss at AFC always, and everyone for your questions and your time. So many to mention. Thank you all, and we are out of here. Stay safe.
Peace.
Big love to all of you.
Good night.